It's coming towards the end of August. So it's time for a plot tour. I'll turn you around. Turn the viewfinder around. There you go. Now I hope you can hear me over the noise of the planes. It's as I've said before, it's the air show day, so it's a bit noisy. Right, so we've got the flower and herb bed even. I've taken out one of the Echium blues because that's died off now, so my coriander I'm letting go to seed, and then I'm going to collect the seeds for cooking. The flowers on these garlic chives are absolutely gorgeous. Everything else is doing really well in this bed. That Cleome's dying off now, and the Dicentra, so I've cut that back. The lemon thyme is doing absolutely brilliantly. Obviously loves it here. And then this is my work in progress. As you can see, one of the slabs, the first slab that was done, broke, so I'm going to have to sort that out. I don't think it was done very properly. Well, actually, it was done properly, it's just that I tried to lift the frame out before it was set. My beautiful rose, Tequila Sunrise. And there's one of the rogue tomato plants, fruiting nicely. No signs of blight on that. As you can see, there are weeds everywhere, again. But at the moment the ground's just too hard to get them up by the roots, so the apple tree's starting to die back now. We're getting the rest of the fruit off of that shortly. There's the sunflower. I need to take that and collect the seeds. The grapevine is looking okay. And the Loganberry and Tayberry have now put out their new growth. But I'm not keeping those anyway, so they will be going soon. There's another tomato plant in here. Just, as you can see, I haven't done anything with them. Just let them do their wild thing, and they're doing alright. Another tomato plant over there, and amongst the weeds, or maybe 2 or 3. And the cosmos, again, that's seen its best now, so won't be long before I pull that out. And there's another rogue tomato plant, some fruit on. The cauliflower, I've taken out the ones that have already had trusses, curds from. That one is really strange looking. But, the others are starting to curd up now, so I've planted my winter or spring cabbage in here, and I've still got some calabrese to go out, and some lettuce I've got to put out today. Oh yeah, we've got there's another cauliflower in there. I found loads of caterpillars I had to pick off of here yesterday. That is more cauliflower, I think, in there. That's doing okay. We've got our courgette still giving me loads. Another courgette. I've actually cut all these courgettes back. I've taken off all the old leaves that had powdery mildew. There's another one there. And here is the Jerusalem artichoke. sort of all over the place in amongst another courgette. This is where all the rogue potato plants were that I dug out last week. So that just needs tidying up and weeding, and again, plot neighbour's carrots. Here's my leeks, carrots, and beetroot. That's doing nicely. I need to finish weeding that area. And more carrots, which I'm just taking as I need. There's another courgette. My purple Brussels sprouts. The butterfly. Look, there's a butterfly in there now. They're getting in through the door, through here. There's two in there actually. So I'm probably going to end up taking this down. Oh, there's two having whoopee there. Yeah, I'll probably end up taking this down because at the moment I can't actually get to any caterpillars that will be on them. So this is seen its best as well now, starting to die back. But they were beautiful. More Brussels sprouts. I actually took a picking from these yesterday. So I'll be having them with my Sunday dinner. Come here, you little butterfly. Ouch. Oh, there was 3 in there. Right, that's where I planted Christmas potatoes. They've not come up yet. And there's last of these cabbages that were in here that's almost ready to take. And something's eating Lily's lettuce there. And then these are more cauliflowers, I think. And my squash is, most of it's ready now. I've just got to make a crate to store it. As soon as I've made the crate, then I'll be picking these. There are a couple that still got time to go there. But yeah, there's tons in here. Some of them are really small, like that one there. And then we've got some bigger ones, like, find them. Oh, there's one right there, look. This one here. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. Six plants, and well, I'll do a count up when I harvest them. Look, I thought I'd stopped them all, but there's a few more that are ripening. They're still green. Look, there's another one there, two there that are still green. I saw a couple over in the middle there that are still green. And like, I did pull a load of these little ones off, but I've obviously missed that one. So yeah, right, this is where my row of Mozart were, which I dug up the other day. I had about 40 pounds of potatoes there from 10 plants, so I'm really happy with that. And if we go over onto pot 65, These courgettes here, I'm literally going to wait for these last fruits to finish, and then they're coming out. Another one on that one. That can probably be taken today. And the parsnips are doing well. I've had a little look, see if I can show you. Might be a bit too hard under here. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that, but that's where the parsnip is there. But the ground is, like I said, really hard at the moment, so I'm looking forward to parsnip time. Woo. The sweet peas, but they look like they've got, yeah, they have got powdery mildew, which has come from the cucumbers which I pulled up yesterday or the day before. But they're still getting some flowers from them. Oh, I forgot to show you this. Look at these beautiful Californian poppies. Now, these were from some old seed that my plot neighbour gave me, and I had sown them here, and then nothing came up. This was back in March, I think. So I ended up just digging it over again and putting the courgettes in, but they've come up. They're beautiful. Right, so celery. Celery under there. I've never grown celery before, so I'm not really sure. Obviously that's not ready, that's too small. I suppose you just wait until the stems thicken up a bit, do you? You see that there, the baby shoot on there. Oh, and these are my shadow. The wallflowers that I planted. I'm going to try and move them over onto the other plot because these won't flower till next year, and obviously I'm giving this plot up, so I kind of want them on my plot. This is where the yellow bush beans were, and this I still haven't taken down the sweet corn. It will be done, but at the moment I'm still getting some beans. I'm still getting some beans from these, so just leave them there for the moment. The okra is not really doing anything. It has got flowers on it, but yeah, we'll see. The achiums, as you can see, they've passed their best, so they'll be probably coming up in a week or two. This is where all the potatoes were. I need to clear. I've got a lot of tidying up to do. Everything's a real mess, but the ground is too hard to rotivate or dig or anything at the moment. So this is my pumpkin, my really late pumpkin that I popped in there. And in here we have some, I think that's calabrese in there, which I've had to keep pulling caterpillars off. As you can see, they've been eaten, but they're coming back, they're alright. And my leeks all along there, and then behind the cosmos. And there's some of the tomatoes that haven't shown any signs of blight yet. And it's the rest of them that at the moment I'm still getting fruit from them that's okay. Although looking at them, yeah, the blight is started to take a hold of these ones as well now. So yeah, that's going to have to be dealt with. Goodness knows what that is, but every time I try and pick the beans it pricks me. Yeah, the French climbing beans that aren't really climbing. We've only really just in the last couple of weeks started to do anything much at all on the way of climbing, which is actually okay because that means I'm going to have late crops of, hopefully, late crop of French climbing beans. So, what have we got here? Oh, my mustard. Now, this was going to be for me to, as green manure for me to dig in. However, now that I'm giving up the plot, I'm going to let it flower, go to seed, and then collect the seeds. And aren't these marigolds pretty? I've got obviously different varieties have come up here because that one is very different from that one, which is very different from that one. So that's quite interesting. And then we've got the couple of broad bean plants in there, and the soybeans, which I love touching because they're so soft. The leaves are so soft. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try them properly next year. And we've got the lottie beans here, which I think I perhaps need to feed them or something because they're only giving me tiny little ballotties, tiny little pods at the moment. Some few bigger ones in there. You can see in there's a few bigger ones, but the cucumbers, they're going to be cleared very shortly, because, well, I should have cleared them ages ago really. They're not really giving me decent fruits, and well, they're dying off now, so same as the raspberries, starting to come to an end. This is more cauliflower in here, which for some reason is doing really well this end, and then you go down that end and they're tiny. But hey ho. These two courgettes are still, 3 courgettes even, still going. This bed here is my rainbow chard, looking absolutely delicious right now. And some beetroot, more beetroot there. Sweet potatoes, have the lid up to give them some air. It's really, really hot, but they're doing really well. I just have to make sure that I keep on top of the watering those. And we've got spring onions, and I've taken out the courgette that was here because it was just killing everything. So hopefully now my spinach and my spring onions can start to get a bit bigger. And there's more beetroot in this bed here. This was the carrot bed, which I've now cleared. I've had loads of carrots out of here, but most of them were sort of this small sort of size, which I have taken a lot of them to put them whole in casseroles and things. But yeah, there was tons. I've just left those ones. I've had enough. And then the onions have been cleared out of here, bar those 3. And we've still got kale in there. This bed's been completely cleared now. What was in here? Oh, this is Lily's kale, the black kale, and whatever that is in the middle there. I think it's a cabbage or something. And there's the cherry tree. It's going to be moved soon. Cornflowers have pretty much finished now. Oh yes, I need to deadhead this. Where there was some, I've taken out the, what was they? The clary sage that was in here because it was just completely covering my dahlias, and it's past its best. It's finished now anyway, so I need to come and deadhead the dahlias so that they can now start to flower. And I've just weeded this bed as well. It's got some lettuces in there and the tomatoes. And there's the grapevine, which is going to be moved. There are my, not road potatoes, the shed potatoes, I'm going to call them. I think they're Charlottes, actually. That one doesn't look very happy, does it? And then we're going to go into... Oh, there's a strawberry patch. Again, this needs sorting out because this has all got to be moved over. And there's the late strawberry. Starting to be ripening soon. I bet I don't get to eat it. The birds have it before I do. And you have a grapevine there. And then in the greenhouse, there's a few. These tomatoes that are on these here now are just taking forever to ripen. And I'm getting lots of Romas, which is nice. They're really lovely. Oh, cobweb in the air now. The peppers. I've had 3 peppers so far. They have started to suddenly get bigger and actually start doing something, but they're still tiny. And the same with the aubergines, which don't look very happy at all. They're very tiny. They're giving me tiny fruit. And now, the ones that I had left over of these, I gave to my daughter. And she planted them in her garden, just outside. And when I gave them, I said, "Oh, I don't think they'll do very well because they have to be grown in a greenhouse." Well, her plants are 3 times the size of mine, and she's got good fruit on them, lots of good fruit. So next year, I think I'm going to do mine outside. The beans in here are coming to an end now. As you can see, they're looking a bit... Ugh. I'm still getting some pickings though. So, the melon, yeah, it's not doing anything. And even if it did now, it's way too late, so that's going to come out. The kiwi, I'm assuming, is dying back because it's that time. I've been giving it plenty of water, so that must be the only reason. I've taken out the cucumber from in here because it got powdery mildew, and I didn't want it going onto my lemon tree. I don't know whether it can do that or not, but I didn't want to risk it. So lemon tree is still doing fantastic, but it just takes forever for these lemons to ripen. And there's more sweet potatoes that need watering actually in there, and more sweet potatoes down there, and the basil. There's more basil here, but it's getting hidden by the Roma. And that is pretty much it. The horseradish out there is doing its thing. remember when I cut the bay trees back? Oh, look at the growth already. They grow quickly. I'm going to try and take cuttings from the bay tree, because obviously it would be nice to have a small bay over on my other plot, so, and I can't really uproot. I don't think it would be absolutely impossible to uproot these, or one of these. So yeah, I'm just going to try and take a cutting. And that's it. You can see it's an absolute mess. I've got a lot of work to do. Getting all this cleared. Let's turn around. Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do to get all this cleared. And everything moved over. Hopefully I've given myself enough time to do it, so I'm going to get on and do a bit more clearing, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.